So I know that the stipulation is it doesn't have to necessarily be a musical experience, but actually mine was. My Rockstar experience was when the time that my band got to play at the House of Blues. And that was my first time ever even being at the House of Blues, so it was actually a double experience for me. What happened was, my girlfriend called me and she was like, Mrs. Johnson wants to know, what are you doing November 29th? And I'm like, I don't know, that's really specific, why? And she was like, well, your band got an opportunity to play at the House of Blues, but we need to know if you're doing anything. And my first thing is like, what, I got to play at the House of Blues? Like, this is crazy. And I was like very excited. It was like a dream come true to me. All my life I wanted to be in a band and make it and like be able to play places and appeal to a large crowd of people and just be able to have a lot of fun on stage like that. And so I was really excited. So throughout the time that I first found out about it and then the actual show happened, my band was like crazy practicing, crazy telling everyone, hey, we have a show coming out, I really want you to go, it's at the House of Blues and it's really big for us and we just want to know if you can make it and all that kind of stuff. So it was really, really fun all that time. And then a lot of my friends were like, wow, he's playing at the House of Blues. And I'm in high school, so we got like over the announcements when they just like post a list of like things to look forward to in the week. They were saying, talk to Alex or Keenan if you want to know more about the show coming up on November 29th. And some of my teachers were interested in going, and that was just really awesome to me. But the real Rockstar experience only happened when we were at the show, of course. Well, before actually that too, my dad was asking if my band wanted to, take his huge conversion van and get a trailer, and put all of our gear in it and, ride around to the big city and like a real band. And my girlfriend was the photographer, and that was really cool because it was like, we have a posse now and we have like people really looking forward to, seeing us and people working with us to like be there. All we were missing was a roadie actually. So yeah, it was really, really cool that we actually got to have a trailer and like drive up all together. So when we got there, I wasn't expecting much because usually when we've played shows at like bars and like underground clubs and stuff like that, and what I was thinking was like, you hang out on stage and you watch the other bands and you wait for your turn and then you go backstage and then you get ready and then you perform. But actually, they were like, here's your pass, which was the first thing that was crazy. I actually have my pass somewhere. Yeah, that's my pass. It's really, really cool. So we got our passes, and I was like, completely wigged out. Like, we walk into the place, and it's like this beautiful, crazy place. I remember there were like balloons hanging up on the ceiling, and that was for like later in the night when like there was just like an electronic band that was playing apparently at like 11 or something, I forget. But yeah, that was really cool. The stage was like really well like lit. There was like art things all over the stage, and like it had this really rustic kind of feel, but also like really urban and really artsy like Chicago normally is. And yeah, that was just awesome. And so like the first thing we did was unload all of our stuff, and this guy came out and he was gonna be our roadie for the night, kind of like taking us up and down this huge elevator. It was like an industrial elevator kind of thing. And so we like hung out with him, and he was really cool, he was really nice, and we gave a lot of thanks because we were really thankful for being there. So after that we got to like load on all our stuff, and then sound check came, and we just sound checked for a little while, and I rented a new bass amp for that day because I was like, my bass amp was like kind of small, and I was like, I need a lot of power for tonight. So yeah, that was cool, and we sounded really, really good. And like the real Rockstar part came when when they were like, all right, you get to go to the green room now. And my thought is, I get a green room. me. Like, Keenan from the suburbs gets a green room. That is awesome. That is probably the most awesome moment of my life. And we walked up to the green room, and it's like really, really nice. We had unlimited soda and like these really cool soft couches, and there was this really cool like little nightstand kind of table looking thing that was like that had a bunch of bottle caps on it, and it had like one of those hotel bells welded onto it with a little bell thing welded on, so you couldn't really ring it. But and it had all these like buttons that you could push on it. Yeah, the buttons didn't work for anything, so but it was just really cool. And the other bands started to come up, and we got to chat with them and hear about how their life was and hear about how being on tour was for them, and it was like really, really cool. Chandler, our drummer, was like, I have to go to the bathroom. And so we were like, okay, the bathroom's right there, dude. So he like closes the door, and all we hear is, ah! And we're like, dude, are you okay? And he's like, guys, come in here, come in here. And so we're like, what? So we go in the bathroom, and there are all these signatures from artists that play there, and I can't remember all of the names, but there was like All Time Low and like Hollywood Undead and like a bunch of bands that I used to like when I was like in 8th grade and stuff like that, but nonetheless they were like really famous and well-known bands, and I was like, we're amongst those who have played here and have been in this room, and like bands that we look up to and like view as like the best bands in the world have been here before, and now we're here. And that was like the best part. That was the best feeling to me, seeing that bathroom door lined with signatures, and like the entire, not just the door, but it was like the entire bathroom was covered in signatures, like the ceiling, even the toilet was like had a signature on it. And so I took out my Sharpie because I knew that I knew I would need Sharpies. So I took out my Sharpie and I wrote "Forgetting Yesterday" in big letters, and then I signed my name, and then all the other guys signed their names under it, and it was like at that point I just pretty much thought I made it, and like we made it as a band, and it was like the best feeling in the world, and I really felt like a rock star. I was like, dude, this is like crazy awesome, and I'm like really excited to be here, and I couldn't have done it without you guys, and I was just elated, really.